All right, all right, all right. Good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode. For this is Coach Lud from LUWEP Trading. We are here once again. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you guys being here. If you are here, make sure to like and subscribe. If you are watching on replay, it is very important that you guys like and subscribe because that really helps the channel a lot. Specifically when it comes to the algorithm pushing out the channel to more people. I appreciate you guys who's constantly asking questions or liking the videos or sharing the videos with other people. I really appreciate that. Now that we have dubbing, you can share the video with people that do not speak English, and automatically YouTube should translate it to that person's language. So we do have that. I'm not sure up to how many language it is now, but they have confirmed with me it's up to 25. But I do not have a list. I don't have a list. I know it's up to 20. It's more than 25 languages as of right now. That being said, guys, it was a weird day in the market. We're going to get into it, but right before we do that, I just want to remind everyone that I am not your financial advisor. Nothing I say here is any suggestions for you to buy, hold, or sell. Anything I say is for you guys to inform you guys to try to translate what the market is saying to me and how I'm executing what I'm doing in the market. So if you want to trade in the market, make sure you do your own due diligence. If you don't know what you're doing, make sure to contact a financial advisor. That being said, over here, this is straight technical, no fluff, no BS. Even though we know what's going on in the market, we keep it technical. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna apologize ahead in advance to you guys because I am still dealing with a bit of a cold. So I may cough a couple of times, guys. I'm still drinking vitamin C, trying to stay hydrated. But as I've mainly I've said to you guys over and over, I will keep showing up. I do appreciate you guys, Lunel. I see you in Power Path. I appreciate you guys. Once again, this is the motto right from the get-go. That's right, it is POP all day, every day. If you don't know what that means, POP is process over profit. All right, POP is process over profit, and it is also my code for Apex Trading. For Apex Trading, if you trade futures, you use that code. You should be able to get 90% off right now. They just launched a new website, so you should be able to get that. All right. Let's get right into it, guys, because I may not be able to talk for way too long, so I want to make sure I give you guys the information that you need. If you guys saw the live yesterday, you guys knew, and you see if you saw the market like early in the morning, you guys can see exactly where we were. We actually got down, lost that trend line. You guys can see the trend line. But what did I say? I'm like, hey, it's not good that we broke below the trend line. However, we have support level right at this zone. This is zone A. Again, we're back to zone A. We're still in zone A. And guess what? Today, really nothing happened. This is the way I'm going to put it. Nothing significant happened. Nothing changed. Nothing. We are still right inside that same zone. We cannot break down. We are still staying right in there. But this is the thing that sort of like surprised me a little bit, right? Because one, of course, when you get to those structural level, you do have retail traders like to buy the dip. That is one. And two, you have the algorithm will kick in at those levels to buy a little bit. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, right? You might be thinking, say, hey, you know what? This doesn't really make much sense. How is it that we have such a big event happen? GDPs at the lowest. Our manufacturing numbers are bad. I mean, it is horrible, but the market keep propping up. The market can be, what's the best word for that? I'm not gonna say crazy, but it can be irrational at times, and the market can be irrational longer than you can say you can remain solvent. This is why you wait and you go with the current. Don't try to go against the trend. The trend is your friend. This is one of the truest thing I've ever heard. The trend is your friend because that caught me by surprise today. I'll be honest today, guys. I didn't think we were going to have a green day today. I did not think we were going to have that. Why? Because I sort of looked at it. I mean, I know we were down more than 10% on Friday at some point, so there was an 85% probability of an actual green day today. But from what happened over the weekend and the way things were looking, I just did not see it. Even when I was looking at my trades, right? I was looking at things and whatever, and I started asking myself, hey, you know what? Is this really about to move up, or is that just a trap for the bulls? Then we go into reverse. But every single time it dips, the dip got bought up. It was every single time, and it was interesting to say the least. It was an interesting thing to watch. All right, so this is what we are taking a quick look at right now. Let's see. Okay, so you guys can see what we did, right? So we broke that trend line, we popped down, and we came and bounced right on that support level. Then from the support level, we actually just pulled up and we go right to that resistance level. So all we did, yeah, it was you can say it was a bit of a volatile day, but all we really did was went to support and bounced all the way up to resistance. So nothing changed. Nothing. It's just to me, this is just consolidation happening still. We're still in a consolidation zone. Nothing is really changing. So as far as the what we talked about when it comes to the head and shoulder pattern, we are still here with that. We're still watching it. Now, the other move I want you guys to keep paying mind to. Let me just remove those real quick. The other thing I want you guys to keep paying mind to as of right now is see what happens. So I have to update this bit of a wedge. So I have to update that because we did a lower high right there. Right? This is the lower high right there, but guess what? We just made a higher low right here. So we our price is in a bit of a coil. And at some point it's going to explode. So when it explodes, again, this is why for me I always make sure I have some sort of protection, some hedge, especially when certain days when we started going to like if we're going to do a weekend or if we are zone B at resistance level, things like that. I typically do things like that. And the reason I do that is because I would rather risk losing a couple $100 than just see my whole portfolio be down, say a couple grand, but I could have just taken that short and instead of being down a couple of grand, maybe I was just down a few hundred. So this is why I do things like that. Anyway, once again, if you guys are here, make sure to like the live. That really helps me. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. I always, as usual, I will do my best to try to address those questions for you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions, or if I cover something, there's a term you don't understand, feel free to let me know exactly what that is, and I can address it for you guys. Try to explain it. Going down in the 4 hours again. What I'm reviewing right now is the SPX because the SPX chart is a lot cleaner. My ES1, I can barely touch that for you guys because I have so much thing on it because that's what I mainly trade futures, intraday. So I do have a lot of daily support, like intraday stuff on there. So it's a lot. It's a big mess. Anyway, this is still the S&P 500, by the way. It's not the SPY, it's the SPX because it is cleaner. We can also take a quick look at the SPY, but right now this is the SPX. Anyway, going on. Checking the MACD and see what we're doing in the MACD. MACD sort of like flat, not really doing much. All right, not really doing much. We sort of flat, and you guys can see exactly what happens here. This is what I'm going to look at tomorrow. Can we get that squeeze? Right? Or since we at resistance level, now I don't know for sure, but if I had to give a prediction, what I would say is we're probably going to make some sort of, and if we do, this might be the break. So we shall wait and see, right? If we do have a big bearish candle right here, right, which would then, uh-oh, let me just redo that. Doop, doop, there you go. So if we get a big bearish candle right next to this, which would give us those three candles would give us an evening star. That might be what helps us break to the downside. So we will see. As of right now, the market is being irrational. No one is going to try to tell me this whole war in the Middle East is already priced in. As of now, we already see gas prices is going up. If you went to the pump today to put gas in your car, you will notice a difference if you went yesterday, which I told you guys if you're able to do that, go ahead and do it. If you can't, I absolutely understand. Things are tight for everybody in these moments and whatever. But if you could, you were able to do that yesterday, you save a lot of money. Because if you pass by a gas station today, you already going to see gas prices started going up. And a couple of again, let me remind you guys, couple of months when the IRGC, that's the Iranian army, when they announced they closed the Strait of Hormuz, which is where about 20-25% of the world oil come from. Some of those oil tankers said F it, they were going to try anyway, and they tried and they got hit with missiles. All right, so those guys are serious. This is no longer a joke. Those guys are serious. You also had oil fields bombed in Israel. You also had a refinery for Aramco shut down. That's the largest oil field in Saudi Arabia. That also has been shut down. So it's like this is, and I think the Houthis in Yemen also shut down the Red Sea. So now we're getting that choke point, and as I've already said to you guys, over the next couple of days, you should expect gas prices going up, and gas prices flows into every single thing, whether it's your groceries, electric bill, everything. It trickles into everything, so life is just gonna get more expensive. Unfortunately, this is what we're looking at right now. Now let's just go right back into our technical analysis right there. Again, if you guys are here, just drop me an emoji, drop me a thumbs up, anything. I would appreciate it. The engagement is absolutely phenomenal for the channel. I can use those engagement. I would appreciate it from you guys. Looking at the 30 minutes, I'm not really seeing an actual pattern based on what I'm looking at here. I'm not really seeing a pattern. The best I could see here, nah, I wouldn't even call that. What do they even call that? I'm not really seeing a pattern here. If I push comes to shove, I would say maybe, just maybe, we seeing a bit of a head and shoulder pattern, like right here, right? Since we had that peak up there, which would say most likely we're going to drop. But then the MACD is not showing that at all. The MACD is showing this is something that just did this, went down, and it's getting ready to make a higher low, which would give us a bullish divergence, meaning we should squeeze up. But at the same time, we are at strong resistance level. So it's not just a matter of what pattern we are seeing or what the MACD is doing. You gotta have context. Is where on the chart are these things happening? right? It's where are they happening, and as of right now, this is happening right at resistance level. Now, moving on to the, let me just take a look at the SPY. For those of you guys who trade the SPY, I just want to show you guys exactly how that looked. This is a massive, massive candle, but at the same time, look at that wick at the top. So we had two sets of levels of resistance, and it was not able to take either one. It went to the, it got close to the one at the higher level and pushed back down. Actually, I can even extend this down just a little bit because I can see a top here. Right, there's, yeah, there's another couple of dips and whatever. But anyway, looking at that, we still couldn't take that level. Couldn't take it. We got here, could not take that either. So we're still right in between these zones, right here. So now that's the thing. That's the, so the good news is we haven't lost the trend line yet, right? So we came to the trend line. Yes, we dipped below, but we actually held. But the MACD is not telling me a good story as of right now. We need to defend the MACD, and right now this is what's happening. Bulls are trying their hardest, man, and they, when I tell you they put up a fight today, Bulls put up a fight today. They really, really did. They put up a good fight today. So we shall see how things playing out. And when we talking about, remember I told you guys, there's no after hours market when it comes to the SPX. So unfortunately, on the SPY, it seems like we actually already started doing this candle, which would be a red bearish candle. So unfortunately, we already started having that. You guys can see it, right? It's right there. You can see it. But right now, it's short. It's short. That candle would need to be, if it closes below 50% of this candle. So let me see. If I take my Fib retracement and I drag this up. So if you get of this 4 hour candle tomorrow, if we have this close, let me just skip it. I'll say below that, below this level. If it closed below this level, I think we might be going down. And as this shows as well, it would also end up being closed below the trend line as well. So that trend line needs to be respected. Now, here's the bad news on this for now. As of right now, you guys can see we do have the actually this look a lot more perfect here. You guys can see the head and shoulder pattern very, very clearly. It's vivid right there. It's right here. It's vivid. You can see it. All right. Let me take a look at the 2 hours, just digging in a little deeper to see what we're looking at. This is not looking very good right now in the SPY. Why am I saying that? Again, because the SPY is a bit more advanced, a little faster than the the SPX. So we can see what's happening. We have this new high here, and it looks like we went down, and we're going to curl right back down. Excuse me. I already told you guys I might cough a couple times. Mm, there you go. And again, if you mess with me, but what I mean by that, for those of you, let me just clarify. For those of you guys, you know, listen the lingo. When I say if you mess with me, what I'm referring to, if you are a supporter of this channel, if you watch this channel consistently, because I had somebody actually ask me, leave me a comment, say, why do I always think people are messing with me in the comments? This is what I mean. All right. When I'm saying if you mess with me, meaning like, hey, if you follow me, if you watch the channel consistently, if you always hear this is what I mean by that. Just wanted to clarify that because I did get that question. Anyway, if you mess with me, you should see exactly what I'm seeing here, which is what, again, it is very clear and very simple. We're getting a head and shoulder pattern. Is it going to bear out? I don't know. You don't know, but higher probability with everything else we are currently looking at. That's in the 2 hours, by the way. That's the 2 hour time frame. That looks like this is what we're looking at. So this will be our neckline. So can we take the neckline to go down? We shall see what happens. All right, going down to the 30 minutes. Again, the 30 minutes actually is showing that a little more clearer. You guys see that big look at that. In the 30 minutes, it is so, oh my goodness. Wow. This evening star is so clean. This is so clean. This is the kind of things when you look at an image for what an evening star is when you're looking for candlestick patterns that you would see that. I'll show you guys what an evening star is in case you don't know. Let's go on our old Google machine here and say, okay, evening star pattern, and you guys will see exactly what that looks like. This is an evening star pattern. Uh-oh, did I just click on? There you go. This is an evening star pattern. You guys can see that here. Look how perfect, look how perfect that one played out. That's the 30 minutes. This was perfect. And it also created a head and shoulder pattern. All right. That also created a head and shoulder pattern. So that means the higher probability. Again, all we're looking at is probability. Higher probability is we're going to go down. But then again, if you guys are looking at right where we are still above the trend line. And you guys know how much I respect trend lines. You guys know this. Trend line is one of my favorite things to use as a dynamic support and resistance. And as of right now, the trend line is good. And the MACD, which is what I don't like, the MACD is actually already coursing down, showing us there's momentum for us to go down. So it might do this. If you a bear, what you're looking to see is something like that. All right, down, a pullback, and to continue to move down. If you long or if you like to only buy the market going up, you want the market to go up. What we're looking for is something like that. All right. So this is the SPY. That's what we're looking at. Now let's take a quick look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq did the exact same thing as the SPY. You can see the 30 minutes here, so I don't need to completely go on it because those two ETFs seems to be mirroring each other very closely. So I don't have to pay too much attention to that. Now, the one I need to really pay attention to, I talked to you guys about that already, is the DIA. If we go to the DIA, which I had told you guys when we got, I think I should still have that here. Still have that here, and I told you guys based on how this day closed, I will be buying puts, and I did. That was on Thursday. On Thursday, I told you guys about puts. So right here, I told you guys I took a low profit. When we came here, I'm like, I didn't like the way things were going, so I put some stop loss on just so I can capture some profit right on that there. And this is what happened. Again, for a lot of people, it's unfortunate. The market is actually trapping everybody. Early in the morning, there's a lot of retail traders that washed in to buy puts because they were seeing the level, saying, "Hey, it seems like we just broke the neckline of a head and shoulder pattern. This is the 20% crash. This is the 40% crash." We don't know. I don't make predictions until the market has clearly shown me this is what it's doing. That's it. The market needs to say this is what. Sometimes there are things that are unforeseen that you cannot see. All right. Um, uh, for example, and I'll be completely open with you guys. One of the things, for whatever reason, I keep dealing with right now, no matter how big the company, so many of these doggone companies, it's like I see a great pattern, you get in, and then the company doesn't offering. There's nothing you can do about that. If that happens to you, cut yourself some slack. All right. And it is something that really used to bother me. I was like, why is that happening? But just like my mentor told me, there's nothing you can do about it. Every single company on the market has a shelf registration. Shelf registration means they have an open contract that's sitting there at any given moment. They can put shares on the market, no matter what company it is. I think Meta just did it. Meta just did it on that deal they just did with AMD. Meta just did it. So that means every Apple has one. Amazon has one. Every single company has it because that's a process that takes a little time, and it's a process. It's something that they do just in case they ever need to raise some cash right away. They all they need to do is make a phone call to a bank and say, "Hey, we have some shares available. Do you guys want them?" All right. So, but anyway, that's what I'm talking about. So, a lot of bears unfortunately got trapped here. We actually bounced. I would love, absolutely love for it to bounce right up there again, so I can just short that bad boy again, take it right back down. Again, those are high risk trade because these are early entries. Early entries. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is something that's. I mean, they are so high risk. I don't even give those kind of trades on my inside my chat because it's too high risk, right? It is too high risk. It's way too early for these things. But if your portfolio permits it, it's okay to do things like that. But anyway, that's what we're looking at on the DIA. We're actually getting that bit of a bounce on the DIA. One stock I saw that stock was flying. I talked to you guys about that today, and it rejected hard, which led me to believe that maybe, just maybe, they were having some sort of ceasefire talk or whatever it may be, and then it came out that the whole ceasefire thing, the representative of Iran said no, there's no such thing going on. So I don't know. I don't know where this go, but the one thing I do know, gas prices is going up. That we know for certain. And if it's going up, you can guarantee the likes of Exxon, Chevron, all those companies are going to make more money. Now, Exxon might deal with some shortage issues. That is the only thing about Chevron. They might deal with that because I do believe they have most of their oil is from Saudi, or the UAE. It's from the Gulf states. Most of their oil comes from, but Chevron might be more suitable. Again, this is not anything to say go buy Chevron. I just want to be clear with that. You make your own decision with that. I'm just giving you guys the info. All right, because Chevron already have before we even had the whole thing that we had with Venezuela. Chevron already had a standing relationship with Venezuela. So they were already getting oil from Venezuela. All right, that was the only American company in there. So even if there's some disruptions in other places, Chevron should still be okay. I guess so. We'll see how all of that plays out. But the one thing we know for sure is gas prices is going to go up. And for the record, I'm still in display. I'm still waiting to see what happened. What happens there? We had the break. We actually pushed right back down, which was a little weird because we were right at all-time high and we getting that breakout and we faulted. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. It's about 8:34. If anyone has any question, please let me know. I would love to answer any questions. One thing I want to mention to you guys, for those of you guys that are interested in trading futures, Apex actually just launched some new stuff. I would encourage you guys to go over there and take a look at their site so you guys can see what's going on. Let me see if I go. Just do that. Yeah, if you go on Apex, you can see that thing. Once you log in, just use my code POP and you should be able to log in and do what you need to do. So they have new terms and conditions, so make sure you read them and things like that. And again, feel free to compare that with any other prop firm that you guys might want to see. That would be absolutely fine. If you have any other prop firms that you want to take a quick look at, there's nothing wrong with that. Just want to take a last quick look at let's see, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is acting like a fraud right now. Let's see. Um, well, that's not nothing. You know, I'm sorry, guys. That's the best way I can put that. That's not nothing. At least it broke the trend line. Can we stay above it? We don't know. Let's take a quick look in the 30 minutes. The 30 minutes is not looking very good. Not looking very good. What are you guys seeing here? Let me do it again. You should be able to see that very, very clean. This is a double top. What's a double top? It's an M, meaning this is our neckline right there, and we are below the neckline. That's a hideous whatever neckline right there. And as of right now, we are below the neckline. So, excuse me. So we should be expecting further downside unless we can reclaim that level. Unless we can reclaim that level, we should be expecting further downside. Why? Because right now we just lost the neckline of a double top. All right, and it's never good when you're getting bearish patterns in the middle of a commodity or an equity or an asset class that's already on a downtrend. When you're getting a bearish pattern, those are actually even more powerful. So I am not a big fan of what I'm seeing here. So Ether did the exact same pattern, man. Nothing different. Exact same pattern. All right. Taking a quick look, a very very quick look at this is the Nasdaq futures. I'm taking a quick look at it right now. I typically don't review that, but this is the Nasdaq futures. This is currently live, and you guys can already see we actually pushing down. We're still pushing down. Yeah. Silver lining. It seems like we could be doing an inverted head and shoulder pattern. That's the silver lining. Remember when I told you guys, I can see what I can see is a head and shoulder pattern, and then we did that. Now what we are doing once again, we are doing that in reverse. All right, so this is why I like those patterns. You can see them all over the place. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys turning on. I try to keep this as energetic as my throat would allow. Because when I get too excited, I speak a little too loud. Even when I laugh, then I start coughing. But I do appreciate you guys being here. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you are here once again, if you have not done so, make sure to like the video. If you could share that out to even one person, I would really appreciate that as the channel grow. Thank you guys for being here. I wish you guys the best. For those of you guys who are part of the community, I will be on Teams right after this. So I will see you guys there. And for everybody else, best of luck tomorrow. Good luck trading. Make sure to remember a couple of things. Follow your process. Stay consistent. Be patient. Follow your trading plan. Follow your process going into the day. Follow your trading plan. Be patient, and most importantly, get in, get green, get out. Don't get too greedy. Don't come in the market already putting in your head, hey, this is what's going to happen, because we don't know. Because as of right now, this market is trapping everybody. Bulls are trapped, bears are trapped, and price is compressing. There's an explosion that's about to happen. You don't want to be insolvent when that happens. You don't want to be already in plays. You already in so many plays, and you're just holding on for dear life. And when that happens, if it doesn't happen your way, you're screwed. Because at that point, because you're already all the way in, you cannot do anything. So what I'm doing is making sure I'm a little liquid. All right, I get some stuff, and when I see profit, I take profit. All right. When I see profit, I take it. That way, even if something decided to gap down or one crazy, maybe I might lose a little bit on it, right? But I'm not going to lose the entire trade. Or if I see my trade is not panning out, I'm quit. All right, because right now, again, both bulls and bears are being trapped. Those guys are sh- throwing us around like a ping pong ball. We've been consolidating for 3 months, so be careful, guys. Anyway, peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.